my name is Toby, and welcome to another Toby Carr fine art drawing video. Thank you for watching. This video is one of a series discussing charcoal drawing materials. Today I'll be talking about paper used for charcoal drawing. I'll be discussing different types of papers, texture, and color. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up, click subscribe, and hit the bell to receive notifications for my next video. Thank you. So if you're ready, let's get started. Now there's many different types of paper that you can use for a charcoal drawing. There's actual charcoal paper, there's pastel paper, there's Bristol board, there's regular drawing paper, and there's watercolor paper. They're all good. They all come in a variety of weights and different colors. You can buy toned charcoal paper. That means the paper actually comes with, it actually has a color of its own. Sometimes they're gray, sometimes they're like a sepia or a tan. If you're going to use those kind of papers, I would recommend you use a white charcoal or a chalk or white pencil to add in the highlights, because the color of the paper is going to occupy that tonal range within your drawing. If you have a mid-tone paper, you are going to need something to punch in those highlights, the higher tones. The watercolor paper is my personal favorite. It comes in a variety of different thicknesses. So this paper here, this would be about maybe a 90 pound, and this is about a 140 pound. The pound weight, or GSM in metric, is just an indicator of the weight of the paper. This paper is a hot pressed watercolor paper. Now, watercolor paper comes in three different types. Three main types. There's subsets of those, but the main types are rough, which is a very heavily textured surface. There's cold press, which is sort of a mid-range texture, and then there's hot press, which is pretty much smooth. If you want more detail, go for a smoother, and if you want more grip, go for a rougher. Now you can use pretty much any kind of paper for charcoal drawing. Even if it doesn't say charcoal on the label, you can still use it. It really just depends on what the tooth of the paper, and the tooth is how much texture the paper has, and that dictates how much the charcoal can grip to the paper. You need a certain amount of tooth. Say for instance, I've just, for example, brought this piece of paper. This is inkjet printing paper. Now, you could use this, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's extremely smooth. The charcoal is not going to grip to this, so whatever you draw on here is very likely just going to smudge straight off. So I would recommend you don't use that. Next up would be something like a cartridge paper. This is getting better. It has a little bit of a texture to it, better than the inkjet, but still not that great. But if you do notice, the other important part to bear in mind when choosing your paper is the whiteness of your paper, because unless you're using a white charcoal, the whiteness of your paper is going to be the brightest white that you're going to be able to achieve in your drawing. So if you look at all these different types of papers, these are all white, but obviously they're all very different colors. When you're choosing a paper for your picture, I personally would go for a bright white paper, because then you're going to get the brightest whites to be able to create the maximum amount of contrast to your darkest darks. I hope that this video helps you with your own artwork. If you have any questions about this video, drawing in general, suggestions or requests, please leave a comment below. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.